Hi, I'm Tim Moore, and welcome to Golf Out of Control. You know, I've been teaching golf for close to, well, actually a little bit over 30 years now. And in 30 years, I've worked at some fine country clubs, some of the best in the state of Texas. I've worked at some public golf courses. I've worked at driving ranges, at practice centers, an indoor fitting studio for a couple of years. You know, I even got the privilege of coaching a junior college golf team for a little over 4 years. The point of that is I have a whole lot of experience in helping people probably just like you get a whole lot better at this crazy sport. All right. So again, after 30 years of doing what I do, you know, I've developed some pretty strong opinions on how to get people golf. More than that, I have proof. There's thousands of people playing much better golf than they did, you know, before I was able to work with them. And this methodology has grown so much, and actually it's been students that have said, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. So what we're gonna do, my son and I are gonna try to put between 2 to as many as 4 lessons per month online. So hit the subscribe button, subscribe to our channel, and then each time it comes out, you'll be notified that we're gonna throw out a new lesson using this methodology. So let me just quickly explain what the methodology includes and why it's unique and why it's so powerful and different. One is not real unique. It's just swing mechanics, right? The right and the wrong of golf swings. Things like proper alignment, proper ball position. You got to have your hands on the club correctly. It's called a grip. The issues in the backswing of how much your shoulders turn, where the club goes over your shoulder. Does the shaft match the forearm? Swing plane, pivot points, what your hips do and head does, all the stuff. I call it the Golf Channel stuff. Golf Channel speak. Kind of gives me a headache. But really, I'm not making fun of it. What I am saying, however, is while swing mechanics are important to begin to understand, in my experience and estimation, it's really only the beginning. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so the next piece number 2, well, it's the mental game. That's not exactly unique. I mean, everybody's heard about it. In fact, I hear it a lot, like, oh yeah, Tim, I already know that. Golf's like 90% mental. Is it? Well, how much time have you devoted in the last 40 years of your golf career to what you believe is 90% of the game? Right? It's usually crickets chirping, because I read a book one time. Well, that don't count. That means essentially you spent 0 time on what you know to be. I don't know what the percentage is, but I do know the brain has to send signals to the body to tell it to do something, or your body doesn't move. So it's not astonishing that golf is also mental. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't have a PhD. I've never written a book on the psychology of golf. Really, the most pertinent concept that you'll hear me talk about over and over and over again is something that I tagged matching. You need the thoughts that you're having to match with what you're asking your body to do, and they need to match with what you want the ball to do. I guarantee you this: if you play golf, you're having so many unmatching thoughts as you play golf, and even on the driving range when you're playing golf. Think about an easy example if that sounds complicated. What about overswinging? When you catch yourself overswinging, you tell yourself to slow your swing down. The likelihood is, if you have one competitive bone in your body, you hope the ball goes pretty far, but you're telling you to not swing very hard. It's like telling someone, throw it as far as you can, but don't throw it very hard. It doesn't match. So what does match in that one little example that applies to everything in your swing, what matches? When I try to hit the golf ball a distance that I trust. It's called faith. And when you're in faith, everything kind of happens without a whole lot of effort and without a whole lot of fear and without a whole lot of doubt and strain. When I overswing, I introduce stress, strain, lack of balance, all of it. Matching is one of the most powerful concepts. Yes, we're going to talk about the mechanics, but then we're going to talk about a matching thought that's going to help it be literally 100 times easier than you've probably ever experienced in your life if you've been trying to get better at golf. Okay. All right, so piece number 3, this is the last one we're going to talk about. It's the most exciting one to me, man. I mean, this is the piece where everybody gets ridiculously better. It's definitely unique, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful if you'll just pay attention long enough before you tune me out for some reason. But I call it the spiritual piece. And what I mean by the spiritual piece is, yes, I am going to take you to church just a few times during each lesson. However, the only thing you have to lose is all those slices and shanks and, and hooks. Is it just a piece that I want to sound like a good church-going boy and that I got a Jesus fish on my car, or is it really relevant to a golf swing? Trust me, it is truly relevant. As we put more of these lessons online and you go do them, you're going to really see this piece outshines mechanics and mental by a long stretch. So what do I mean about it? Let me introduce it just a little bit. First of all, golf is completely contrary to basic human nature, and if you just think about that fact, everybody tends to kind of agree with that one. In other words, in golf, we need to learn to not swing hard when we want a ball to go really far. We need to learn to not swing up when we want the ball to go up. We need to learn that when I swing left, the ball goes right, and when I swing right, the ball goes left. Nothing in golf, and especially golf swing, matches up with what my first nature tells me to do. That other book called the Bible mentions our first nature a few times. If you've gone to church a couple times or maybe cracked that book open, I got a couple here. Galatians 5:17, for the desires of the flesh are against the spirit, and the desires of the spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to each other to keep you from doing the things you want to do. Keep you from doing the things you want to do. The flesh and the spirit are opposed to each other. I want to not swing hard, but I do. I want to not swing up, but I do. I want to not come over the top, but I do. There's a reason, and it's not just mechanics, and it's not just muscle memory training, and it's not just positive thought. It's literally the spirit, man, that jumps up and reveals itself the second you swing the club. Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? On and on it goes. I'll save the laundry list just so we can get back to the golf swing. How does that apply to the golf swing? The last example I'll share with you before we start to do some of these lessons with you and stuff is, I want you to explain to me why, yours, mine, and everybody that plays golf, why is your practice swing so much better than your real swing? I hear a lot of answers, usually just crickets chirping. Here's what I believe to be the answer. When I'm swinging through the air and there's not a ball there, I have zero desire. In other words, there's not a result in mind. I don't want anything. In the Bible and in church, they call that being empty of self. When I'm in a state of not wanting anything, why would I do something stupid? It's just not going to happen. All I have to do to screw your entire golf swing up is stick a ball in front of you, and then everything changes. Why? Now I want something. A human being in the state of desire turns really ugly really quick. Not on purpose. It is not logical. It is not your willpower. It is not that you're a good or bad person. That's what we all do. As you throw these effects into your golf swing, it's absolutely astounding. I'll just chuck it out there. If you pick it up and try to use this discipline, the disciplines that I discussed, great. If not, you're still going to get a good mechanical lesson and some really good mental thoughts to have. Throw in the spirit, man, the want thing, and it's insanely powerful. I really am excited, and I look forward to bringing some of these lessons to you. They've literally helped so many people get much, much better at golf. No, I'm not going to take somebody that shoots 120 and have them play the tour in a month or anything, but some of the results I hear about are really fun. People enjoy playing golf again when before they just really didn't. A lot of cursing and club throwing. So at any rate, the first installment, first lesson will be coming up soon, and I hope you'll subscribe to our channel.